a very special treat today. 9-year-old Golden Valley resident and Breck student Allie Wilcox is the winner of the Miss Minnesota Junior Preteen pageant, and she's the second runner-up in the National American Miss Pageant in Atlanta, Florida. She's here today to tell us about her journey in this process and its impact on her life. Outside pageant life, Allie's interests are many and diverse. Figure skating, dancing, reading, playing chess, and the piano. She is fluent in Chinese and studying Spanish. But that's not all. Allie is committed to fighting racism, discrimination, and violence. I think you'll agree there are many more extraordinary accomplishments in her future. I also want to acknowledge Allie's mother, Elizabeth's role in Allie's success. Referring to the then upcoming national competition, she told Allie that it would be okay if she didn't win. She said, quote, "You're not just going there for the crown and banner, it's for the experience, for personal growth." How could Allie lose with support like that? Or, I should mention, Allie's grandfather was a Rotarian, and she knows that. So thank you, Allie, for being here today. And as I said earlier, it is really a special treat to have you here.
I think that we can play the 2 videos first. So, yeah. Hi, everybody.
And do the national one first?
Hi.
Not that one here. Or it should be.
Abby, can you talk about it? Like,
So, the nationals video has all my required competitions compiled where there's just me. So, there's all the videos in my personal introduction, my interview formula, and the final show, and it's all compiled into one video.
No problem. I think, wait a second though. The sound is doing that thing again. It wasn't like that before.
And Alexandra.
Just got to do this. It's all right. If you have other anecdotes, now you can go for it.
Abby, can you tell us like what you do all day?
Yeah.
So the reason I like pageantry so much is because without it, I wouldn't have been able to do so many of the amazing things I did right now. Because I wrote a chapter in the book Road to the Crown, and I've also got to meet the mayor of Golden Valley, and those are just some of the amazing things that I've done for pageantry. So that's probably the best reason why I like it.
I have a feeling that Mayor Harris would feel the same way about meeting you.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's give her a round of applause and let's see this first video. Great job. What the? This is like this computer is very interesting. All right, well, I'll do it one more time. Now the pressure's on me. So how about that weather, huh?
Okay, we're shifting gears now. And
We're trying one more time. It was working a second ago. It is on the, for some reason, it just keeps switching off every time.
Introducing Minnesota, Alexandra Wilcox. She loves ice and chess. She collected Angelina books. A future photojournalist that plans to travel the world. She's Alexandra Wilcox, Miss Minnesota.
I travel to Latin to see the world introduction lens, one that has equipped me and become Miss Universe Iceland's mini-me. An award-winning photographer with her sidekick, Dexter the guinea pig. I'm Alexandra Wilcox from Golden Valley, Minnesota. Excited for my next chapter. I'm good. Wait. I'm Alexandra. It's nice to meet you. Alexandra. I'm Alexandra, yes. Indulging therapy in my state at home. I'm Miss Minnesota, Rotary, and Bill Wilcox.
Let's meet Minnesota. Alexandra's 9 years old. She collected and donated books for a local organization in her hometown. Congratulations! Kicking off our top 5 in random order, she is Minnesota. My next family, are you ready? You got this? All right, Minnesota, I feel like you are ready to go. How you feeling? So you gotta be ready, right? All right, for sure. Okay, Minnesota, dive in there. No peeking. She was looking for the right one. The right one. Okay. All right. Minnesota. How will you make a difference if you win the national title?
I am a girl who believes no matter what culture you represent, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. As the next national queen, I will represent that message by donating, collecting, and reading books of culture. I'll get the books from book drives and I'll invite anybody near to the book drives.
All right. One more round of applause for all of these amazing young ladies. Congratulations, girls. Here we go. Let's look at the results, beginning with our fourth runner-up in the country. Congratulations to fourth runner-up, Florida. Third runner-up. What an amazing accomplishment for Tennessee. We're one step closer as we meet our second runner-up. Congratulations to our second runner-up. She is Minnesota.
That was a long wait.
That's a lot of way. Thank you everyone who submitted a video in the giant video. Let's just say your hard work making the video didn't go to no use because I got second runner-up. Isn't that amazing? Like I can show you, I have my roses. Another person over in the back, I can go get it. Yeah, we got the crystal ball. And do we have a pin? Okay, we'll show you later the pin. But I got second runner-up and I just wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for making the video and submitting it. I loved it a lot. Bye!
Can you talk about what the video is?
The video was all my friends and from all my different hobbies and my family submitted a short video to like cheer me up at nationals. So in that video, I was thanking them for it because it really motivated me and it made me feel really good.
Just chef the mayor of Golden Valley also made a short one.
really?
He's on your team, but he signed up to be here.
Did you want the other video?
Oh, we're gonna wait for a little bit.
We're gonna wait.
Okay.
Can I just make sure the sound works? You can start, you can keep going.
Yeah, the sound is going on.
It'll just- You can go ahead. It'll just take a second.
So this is, Allie, can you talk about this?
So there was an optional contest called the I Am Leadership Contest. And this is the video I submitted for it. So it was showing how I was leading in my community. I am.
Okay, it's ready. If you'd prefer it later, you're good. Go for it. We're taking.
Alexandra Wilcox. I'm 9 years old. Being a leader in service, I delivered compassion cards to seniors in an assisted living facility. I co-founded the Evergreens with my classmates. We pick up trash, make compost, and help around the school. I started Allie's Books for Cultures because I want to raise kids' awareness about cultural diversity through reading and literacy. I'm Chinese and Icelandic. I love talking about cultural diversity and being a strong voice in the fight against racism, discrimination, and violence. I also wrote a chapter in the book, Road to the Crown, to encourage more girls and boys to pursue their goals through hard work, perseverance, determination, and confidence.
Okay.
And did you win that award?
I was a runner-up in that award. I don't remember which, but I was a runner-up.
Yeah.
Yes, you got I think fourth one. Or third, I don't remember. You can ask if anybody has questions.
Okay, does anybody have questions, first of all? Okay.
How did you get started doing this?
So my mom just saw a text message that was like, you've been invited to go to this pageant. So we were thinking it could be a fun summer activity because usually I go to chess club and I still do. But this turned out to be a really fun thing and I was hooked in. You can go.
What do you say to people when they say, you're going up too fast, or, are you really old enough to be doing this? What is your response?
My response would be that people like me can still make a difference, and I don't think it's growing up too fast. It's more like I know what's going on and I'm ready to help out with problems. So I wouldn't say it's growing up too fast. I just say it's like understanding more about it.
Thank you.
You can go.
Have you kept in touch with any of the girls you met this past?
Yeah, so first of all, there is a bunch of different divisions ranging from a 7-year-old pageant queen to I think 18-year-old. So those are my sister queens and I make appearances with them. And then also I meet a bunch of other friends from pageants and we can use different means of communication to reach them. They're usually my super, super good friends when I meet them. Okay.
What's your favorite part?
Like I said, one of my favorite parts is the opportunity. When you did the intro, you said, quote, my mom doesn't, it's not for the crown and banner, it's for the experience. And the experience that I've had is truly an amazing experience. And that's why I'm so happy that I've been doing pageants. You can go.
Are you looking forward to participating in another pageant?
I'm looking forward to, I'm gonna compete as an All-American Junior Preteen in next year's national pageant, and I'm really excited for that.
What is All-American?
All-American is for runner-ups and queens that have already passed on their title. So for me, it'll be that I pass my title to another Minnesota girl, and then I can compete in All-American.
So the All-American, they have a blue band.
Instead of this red banner, it's a blue banner.
The red banner is all the winners from the state, they have the red banner, and then all the runner-ups, and the, like her, she will be beating up her crown in August. So after August, she will be a city queen, and then she can, compete at national level for the blue banner.
So you don't get to keep that snazzy tiara.
I can keep it, but the person I'm crowning gets another one because one of these has my name on the back, so obviously you just can't give that to another person. That'd be weird. You can,
Yes, you had, I believe, they had mentioned that you wanted to be something like an investigative photojournalist. Try
yeah, I want to be a photojournalist, so yeah.
Is that still your aspiration, or do you have other aspirations?
Well, in the pageants, they have you do something called a resume, and every year they have you fill out like what you want to be when you grow up, and every year it's always been different. I still want to be a photojournalist, but I don't know if that'll change or not.
And why is it that you, in particular, want to be a photojournalist?
So I really love writing books and reading books, so that's where the journalist part comes from. And one Christmas, I got a photo set from my grandma, and I really liked it, so that's why I want to become a photojournalist. Okay,
What do your classmates think of all of this?
sometimes my classmates, I have to say sometimes my classmates overdo it, like, oh, maybe like this happened because you're a pageant queen. Especially, like, my best friend does that a lot, and I'm like, it's an addition of me, but it's not my whole identity. And sometimes my classmates are just happy for me and what I've been doing, and I appreciate that a lot.
Can I go again?
Yes, you can go again.
I'm just curious where you go when you go Latin dancing.
So I go to, I think, Southfield Mall to Dance With Us America, and I have a Latin dance partner. His name is Charlie. He also made a short video, so yeah, that's where and who I go Latin dancing with.
Allie, it sounds like maybe you missed a little bit of school when you go to do pageant things, is that correct?
I do, like, and not just pageant things, sometimes I need to go 5 minutes early from school, but it's never so big that I miss like an entire week of school just because I need to do something related to pageants.
And are you able to do schoolwork maybe when you're away? Or
Yeah.
have teachers been helpful to catch you up on things you may have missed?
Yeah, it might be a benefit to have online learning for me because then I can just go all the way to the national pageant and I can still get assignments and everything.
As finished 2 contests or exams in the national pageant, so she has to compete for all day and at 10 p.m.
I like
She will do the War Masters and
noetic. It's called noetic math.
She did well.
Yeah. Okay, you can.
Could you tell us some of the other experiences that, being a pageant queen has led to, like the Zamboni rider stuff?
Oh yeah, so I got to ride on a Zamboni at a Minnesota Wild game with one of my sister queens. I really liked that. That was really fun. And then I also, like the video said, I found this Universe Iceland on Instagram, and we have so many similarities. Like, we both ice skate and we both study Chinese. So me and my mom messaged her, and then one day, 3 months later, she messaged back, and she also sent a video, and right around that time, the date of the Miss Universe pageant was revealed, and it was in Florida. So we were super happy because then we could just go right over there and cheer her on. Unlike this year, I think the Miss Universe pageant was in Israel, and we weren't gonna do that. So it was pretty lucky. Yeah.
What did you enjoy doing most before you got involved with pageants?
What I enjoyed doing most before pageants is ice skating, and it's still a really good hobby of mine because I like the variety of moves and different things you can do in ice skating. And also, I have an ice prize show coming up really soon, so I've been practicing for that recently. Okay?
Allie, when you do pageants, is there a talent part of the pageant?
Yes, there is a talent part. Usually I've done solo Latin dance routines as my talent, but one time I played a piano piece, so you can do two talents at once, so that's what happened that year.
And do you have to bring a piano like or a electric piano, or do they have that? for you?
They have a keyboard at the side of the stage, so you can just, you walk on and then you go to the piano. The time I was doing it, I was super confused because I walked up, there was no piano until somebody was like, oh, you need to go off the stage. And I'm like, seriously?
What did you play?
I played the minuet. I think you know more about it,
Can you
but,
hum it?
huh?
Can you hum it?
Sing it for us.
Yeah.
I noticed that one of your main focuses is racism. What is that, I want to ask you what that looks like from a 9-year-old's point of view. I know that we talked about growing up, you're obviously able to comprehend and deal with issues that 80-year-olds deal with and 8-year-olds deal with. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done in the work of trying to combat racism?
So my work is basically, my goal is to have people, more people understand different cultures more because I'm Chinese and Icelandic and I have a bunch of different cultures. So I've been really interested in that part of it. And even though we have different aspects about us, we're still all human. And that's the message I'm trying to focus on.
Thank you.
Yes.
If any other kids want to get into this, what would you tell them is the hardest part that they need to be prepared for?
The hardest part that they need to be prepared for is practicing and really sticking to it. Even when you don't want to, it's perseverance. You need to keep going with it. And it sounds cliche, but it's the right thing to do, and it's also the hardest thing to do.
Sounds like hard work.
What do you have to practice?
So there's 3 elements of required competition: interview, which is my favorite; formal wear, which to be honest, it's my least favorite; and personal introduction. So I need to prepare for all of those and make sure I can do it perfectly. So the introduction is you do it, you get an introduction ahead of time, and then you memorize it. So that's how I've always done it. And even though I can memorize things quickly, I need to make it sound like I'm connecting with the audience. Yes.
So the interview part was in the video when you would sit down and say
Yeah.
your name, it was like speed dating.
Yeah.
So how many?
Wait, what? I'm okay.
So how many
my mouth.
interviews did you do and was it different questions with every person?
Yes, at my state pageant where I won, they all asked the same questions for every girl, but each judge asked different questions. So there are usually 4 to 6 judges, and there can be more, it's just I've never seen it.
What was the toughest question you asked?
I really don't remember, but one question that I asked that the judges asked that really stuck with me is, if you ran a school, what would be one of the rules or different types of things you would do at that school? So I'm all about the experience, like I said. So I said that I would like more field trips, and they can take a field trip to the principal's office because I'm a published author and I can teach them all about reading a book. I mean, publishing a book, so yeah.
If you could change something about how pageants are run so that it would be better, what would you change?
I would make it so, that's a really tough one because I really like pageants and I'd have to like go deep into it to figure out what I would change about it. Yeah. Like, I would change the stereotypes about pageants. I'm not sure how much that counts, but to me it counts because it's not just about beauty and a crown. It's about caring for others and making change in your community. Because a staple of my pageant is platform. So I haven't really seen any contestant that's competed in a pageant multiple times not have a platform. So it could be something like getting straight to homes. For me, it's the social, like racism and justice and that thing. So that's my platform. It's called ABC, Informal Wear thing. And I combine Allie's books for culture. So I get books of culture and then I put them in little libraries in other places where people can read about it and learn about other cultures.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have a 3-year-old little brother named Yonzi. He actually just turned 3. He is really good with cars. He can name a bunch of car brands just by his memory. Like, you definitely know that, so you can tell more about that. Like, he knows Tesla and Mercedes and Toyota and Honda and Jeep and everything. And Audi.
You said you're Chinese and Icelandic. How did your family end up in Boulder Valley, Minnesota?
So the Chinese part comes from my mom, and then the Icelandic part comes from my dad. So I think either grandma or grandpa was Icelandic, and then that came through from my dad. So yeah.
Allie, what do you have planned for your summer?
So for my summer, a thing that a state queen does is they visit a bunch of other states as visiting royalty, and they want to see who gets crowned. So I'm gonna do a bunch of that. And then I'm also gonna like crown my successor, which is gonna be pretty exciting for me, I'll say.
That's in August.
Yeah, that's in August, early August. Yeah. Because different pageants occur at different times, and then they each share the venue with one other pageant. So for example, Minnesota shares with Wisconsin, and then I think North Dakota shares with South Dakota because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and nationals is the Wisconsin for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to start. Yeah. And they were friends.
Yeah, we're really close friends. One funny thing that she said to her mom after she won was like, now you need to give me a puppy. Because I assumed like her mom promised her a puppy. It was really funny. Yeah.
Did she get one?
Yeah, she got one. I assume. Because I saw it on Instagram with her and her puppy. So yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking about you in a year or 2 years or 10 years, and anywhere you go, it sounds like in both the United States and in the world, you're gonna have friends. Because you have met so many people through this experience from all over this country. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have some really great connections going forward.
And I'm definitely gonna be friends with people all over the world because NAM, the system that I compete in, has IM branched under it. I mean, IJM, and that stands for International Junior Miss. So I'm definitely gonna be able to meet people from all around the world because of that.
So what are the buttons about again, and are you selling them or?
So the buttons have a QR code on them that leads to a PayPal with a book on it, I assume.
Okay.
So yeah,
So you're selling your books also?
sort of.
Yeah, her chapter is chapter number 5.
It's a fun ride, that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
so because it has been so fun, it's like she talked about how she got started. Basically, I just signed her up out of blue. So
Randomly started.
I never participated in pageants whatsoever, so I just like, oh, in the summertime, what do we do? It's something fun, and then I signed her up. And the thing I didn't know we went to a, what do you call that, an open hall?
Oh.
Like, they have auditorium full of girls. I'm like, really?
That many people?
Yeah, so we were like, people are really into this. So we went to the first pageant, and nothing about, there's 45 princesses. She was 6 when she started. So the princesses are at age from 4 to 6. So she was 6. But there's a 45 that year for competition just from Minnesota. There's like 44, 45 from Wisconsin. So I did not know, like, these people are so into it.
Like this many people are this into pageants.
Yeah, so there's 45, and then we knew nothing. So she just went up there and did the walk and then interview and intros.
I got,
She forgot her lines
in the intro,
on stage, and then she stood there for
Okay.
seconds, and
I was just pondering what to say.
that's how she started. That's really how she started. And then, but she liked it, and then what I was surprised or learned from her first experience.
I got high score in interview on my first pageant, and then I was a semi-finalist at the first pageant.
Yeah, I was just amazed like how the little girls just stood under the spotlight and can say their lines and say their intros and being so composed and confident. So that's what I liked about it. And then the next year, I did some research on the winning girls. I noticed they all had coaches. You learn the stuff. So I found her coach, and that's when the second year is 2020, and she was 7-year-old. She's the youngest.
Junior 13.
So the junior 15 is 7, 8, 9. So she was competing in 2020 in a pandemic year. So it was like
Barely any people. Like,
I packed my electric walk. We don't go out to eat at all. I just cook, So she was 7, and she won first runner-up. So from first year, and in the new division, so it's in her book too. She talked about it. And the winner that year, 2020, is her schoolmate. Also from
I didn't know she was in my school until my pageant coach was like, hey, this person also goes to your school. So yeah.
Yeah, so we know her from, so her chapter just talks about all the fun things.
My school is Breck, and I think somebody mentioned that already.
And national, so she was first runner-up, and then she's qualified to go to nationals for the blue banner. Only the winner, say Queens, compete for the red banner. So all the runner-ups compete for the blue banner. So we went there at a talent competition. It's just so interesting. And there's another girl. They were both performing
Oh,
for
we're gonna talk
talent.
about that, are
Yeah,
you?
we talk about that.
Okay, so we met a girl in line for talent, and she had the same costume as me, so we made like a casual remark about that. My mom was backstage too. Then she left. That's a key detail. So we were talking to each other because we had a connection, and then I eventually discovered she had the same music as me. So that was a surprise for my mom because she was in the audience at the time. So when the other girl did her program, my mom was thinking like, that's the wrong music. Somebody got the wrong music. But she was like dancing like on purpose. So that's how she knew like, oh, that's another connection. So yeah. So the same music, the same dress, and we were also back to back in the competition. So like she would go, then she would come off, then I would go. I wonder what the judges were thinking at that moment. I bet if I were one of them, I'd be really, really confused. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to shout like, yeah, that's just so much like just coincidences and the girls.
Thank goodness you didn't shout it out. That would be embarrassing.
What's with that?
Yeah, so things like that, and then we met Miss Universe Iceland, and then it's just everything just keeps it so interesting, so engaging. him fun. So, and classwork next year, and she won. So I did not expect her to win.
The first time I was at nationals, I didn't win a single trophy. So it's like, I keep surprising her, that's what she says, like, I keep surprising her, and I keep pushing myself, and then I keep doing better than before, so, yeah, she gets surprised a lot.
Well, thank you so much. These are note cards that are from Golden Valley, and there was a contest for photography, so you need to check this out. And there were a lot of winners and very good photos, and we picked out the top 6 that we liked. And they're from areas in Golden Valley, so, and you can write notes and send them to people or make them little pictures, whatever you want to do in your creative mind.
Of these photos, and they're just super colorful, so I wonder what they actually look like.
Well, you'll get to see. Thank you very much.